What up, everybody? Happy holidays. I'm loving it. I love the Christmas music and the holidays. I don't really, the religious thing doesn't really jam with me super well. I just like the vibe. I'm a vibe guy, Michael Snyder. You know anything about vibes, Michael? You know anything about vibes? Don't speak yet. That's a rhetorical question. How dare you come in here and start speaking like you're some kind of guest on my show? How about it for a guy who covers movies, he covers music, covers culture? It's amazing when you think about the body of work. His writing appears in the Marina Times and beyond. He's called the Culture Blaster, Kim, for a reason. Because he blasts about the culture. And he comes and goes on a rainbow. Oh, my God, for Michael Snyder. Come on, Michael.
Good afternoon. Happy weekend. Mark, Kim, Albert, if there is a hell, and I'm not saying there is one.
Yes.
I'm curious, do you think Henry Kissinger and Richard Nixon get to share a twin-sized fiery pit? I'm just curious.
I see where you are on those two now. Yes.
Well, there you go. The news has been kind of creeping up on all of us lately. And I'm a Philadelphia native like both Hall and Oates.
Oh, that was a heartbreak, Mike.
Regarding those suits and countersuits, I'll just say, I can't go for that. No. Anyway, that's my favorite Hall & Oates song. Mark, before we get to the movies and TV stuff, I can't believe you're bailing out on us and your loyal audience for 3 weeks to go on a cruise. And actually, considering it's a cruise, maybe bailing out wasn't the right terminology. Of course, I enjoy doing the show with Kim whenever I have the opportunity. But seriously, Mark, 3 weeks? Can't you use like the ship-to-shore radio to join us on Fridays?
I don't want to do it.
Wait. I got a song. Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful cruise when Mark and Courtney boarded a ship and Marky got the blues.
Oh, my God. You're right. I loved it.
It is a little excessive.
My mic is off for some reason. I don't know.
It's a little excessive. We can hear you. It's a little excessive, Michael Snyder.
You're good, Michael. I love that. Mm-hmm. Love the song. You're right. It's not something I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, well, we will muddle through. Right, Ms. McAllister?
We're going to be fine, you and I. It's going to be perfect.
I know.
There's never been anything like it.
I love doing the show with Kim. Anyway, it's been around 2 decades since we've had an English language movie from Hong Kong king of cinematic carnage, John Woo.
Oh, John Woo is great.
He of the slow-mo ballets of bullets, director of Chinese crime classics, including Hard Boiled and A Better Tomorrow.
Yes.
And American-produced actioners, Face Off, Hard Target, Broken Arrow, and Mission Impossible 2, among others.
Oh, right. He did Mission Impossible 2?
He did. Okay. This guy knows his way around a thriller. Well, Woo is back with Silent Night, an L.A.-based holiday shoot-'em-up.
I've seen the trailer.
It stars the lean and mean Joel Kinnaman. Mm-hmm. He's a man on a mission of revenge against gangbangers who done him wrong.
Oh, no.
So the first thing that came to mind when I heard the details was that this would be Woo's Die Hard, right?
Sure.
A tense good guy versus bad guys clash at Christmas time in the City of Angels. Although Silent Night has a few things in common with the original Die Hard, it's not really in the same league as the Bruce Willis romp at Nakatomi Plaza, if you know, you know. Many people think of Die Hard as their favorite Yuletide film. Our friend Dory Barton, my little sister, adores the movie. And it's not It's a Wonderful Life or A Christmas Story or any random telling of a Christmas carol. It's a crazy, violent action thriller set at Christmas. But in any event, a late December drive-by shooting in Silent Night leaves a child dead and his father with a throat wound that takes his voice. And so from that point on, you just know the mute dad is going to go after the people responsible for him and his wife losing their only child. With a voiceless hero and a loud soundtrack of rap and EDM pulsing away, there is very little dialogue. Thus, Silent Night.
I get it.
But it's a John Woo movie, so you're in for a lot of, creative violence, which suggests another title, Violent Night. And oh boy, daytime and nighttime, violent. Kinnaman of the RoboCop remake and the great crime series The Killing has that taut, tensile physicality and haunted demeanor that make him ideal to play Daddy Deadly. Catalina Sandino Moreno is tender and broken as his wife, and rapper and actor Kid Cudi is solid as the LA detective in the anti-gang unit who gets caught up in the melee. Look, Silent Night is lesser woo, but it's also decent Christmas counter-programming to ward off an overdose of sweetness and light. I didn't need to be wooed to enjoy Silent Night,
my God.
which is in theaters right now.
Okay, well, so it's you kind of liked it, even though it's not a woo classic. You don't think?
No. Do you remember the story of Mary Kay Letourneau? Was that her name?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
so inspired
That
by
was
that,
okay.
by
Go
that
ahead.
provocative true story, which you'll figure out what that was about if you don't already know.
Sure.
May December examines a tabloid sensation, an affair between wife and mother Gracie and 13-year-old Joe, who is 23 years younger than her. And this is 20 years down the line. Now married and presumably devoted to one another, Gracie and Joe are about to celebrate the high school graduation of their twins when TV star Elizabeth shows up on the scene. Elizabeth is going to play the younger Gracie in the sort of reality-based movie that is a staple of Lifetime programming. And she has the family's permission to hang out for a few days in order to purportedly find the truth in the couple's history and relationship.
Yeah.
But as more and more is revealed to Elizabeth, her presence, which to be fair, gets a bit diva-ish and is sort of exploitive, right? She starts to make Gracie uncomfortable and awakens some things in Joe that may tarnish the couple's patina of happiness.
Wow, patina is a ding word, as is another word you used, which I can't think of. Maybe Tom will remind me. Go ahead.
Could it be presence? Could
No.
it be? Let's
No,
not
it was a real legit ding word you used prior to patina, but then patina distracted me.
Yeah, sure. Having the superb actresses Julianne Moore as
Yeah.
Gracie and Natalie Portman as Elizabeth in a mirroring on-screen duet is a coup.
Thank you. Purportedly.
For
Yes,
the decorated filmmaker Todd Haynes, the guy who did Carol, Far From Heaven, Dark Waters, Velvet Goldmine. The guy, has done some magnificent films. He directed them. And the women are a delight for us to watch. And I kind of buried the lead because it's Julianne Moore and Natalie Portman, but I wanted to get the setup, that crazy relationship that ends up being tabloid fodder.
it's
for
a great
years.
idea. So you're saying they had the relationship, and now they've come back years later.
No, they've had the relationship. It's been ongoing, and we joined them 20 years down the line.
We joined them 20. Okay, so it's been ongoing. Okay.
Mention should be made of actor Charles Melton's moving performance as Joe. Melton is best known as high school troublemaker Reggie on the Archie Comics TV series Riverdale. I hardly expected this terrific performance out of him, but he absolutely holds his own in the company of Moore and Portman, boasting a finely honed screenplay by Sammy Birch. May December is amusing, disturbing, and clever as it addresses media exploitation, the perils of notoriety, the lingering nature of scandal, and the tragedy that can result from heedless choices. With Moore and Portman in excellent form and Haynes behind the lens, we're in good hands. Yet the circumstances of Gracie and Joe's union might be, shall we say, unconventional, but there's nothing lurid about May December, which in kind of meta fashion also foreshadows the movie that's going to feature Elizabeth as Gracie, the obviously film within a film situation. Although it kind of moves at a studied pace, it is a potent experience from beginning to end. And May December has been in theaters and is now streaming on Netflix as of today.
Oh, that's kind of cool because I feel a streamer on that one. Heedless, as Tom says, is a ding word, and I think lurid is a ding word. Oh yeah, here lurid is noted by
All
Tom
this
as
dinging I find lurid, but let's move on. As apocalypses go, the one depicted in Leave the World Behind should keep you fixated on the screen throughout because I certainly was enraptured by it. Not that it's about the rapture.
well. Enraptured. Yeah.
And not that it isn't about the rapture. In any case, the mysteries of what's going on and why it's happening would be enough to make the movie a ride and a half. It's written and directed by Sam Esmail, the man who created and wrote and directed the wonderful high-tech puzzle box of a TV series, Mr. Robot. So as a devotee of Mr. Robot, with mad respect for Esmail, I was primed for Leave the World Behind, and I was not disappointed. It didn't hurt that the cast is headlined by Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke, and Mahershala Ali,
Wow.
with support from Kevin Bacon. These are big names that have earned their fame. To set the scene, burned out but well-heeled New York professionals Amanda and Clay, that would be Roberts and Hawke, want to get away for a weekend, so they take their earbud-wearing son and iPad-watching daughter to a super upscale vacation home on Long Island, and shortly after arriving, crazy stuff starts happening, including power outages. So things really start to go nuts when a tuxedoed man, played by Ali, shows up at the house with his daughter, played by Myhala, and says he's the owner who rented to Amanda and Clay, claims there's a catastrophe going down in the city and perhaps way beyond, and asks to stay for the night. So suspicion and tension run high when natural and electronic forces continue to go haywire. Esmail is awfully good at finding the potential horror in postmodern society and at dramatizing the risks of technology unleashed and unregulated. His ability to contextualize this in a narrative with wonky characters that are brought to vivid life by upper-tier actors make Leave the World Behind something more than the usual apocalyptic fright fest. It is in theaters now and will be on Netflix next Friday, but I wanted to talk about it because in Los Angeles and New York, people can see this in a movie theater. And it's
contextualize is a ding word. So you like this film?
Very much.
Okay, wow, very much. Okay, very good.
Yeah, there's no caveats, you know.
Okay, got it. Not trying to get you to give me any, just trying to
we've been here before, but it's cool. So contrary to the season with all its joy to the world and ho ho ho, Eileen is decidedly not a feel-good treat for Christmas time. Instead, it is a damned good, mystery-laden 1960s period drama that brings two seemingly different women together in the dead of winter, sets them on a troubling path, and deftly reveals their surprisingly dark inner workings. Again, this is two terrific female actresses working opposite one another, kind of like May December. And I will tell you who they are. As portrayed by Thomasin McKenzie, who was so good in Last Night in Soho, Eileen is a quiet and distant girl working in the office of a youth detention center, or if you prefer, prison for beginners. I don't know. Anyway, to be brutally honest, Eileen is a little shabby, even dumpy in her presentation. So one dreary day, a totally glam babe named Dr. Rebecca St. John, played by a blonde, brassy, and impish Anne Hathaway,
girl, you just woo,
appears at the prison office, and she's there to take on the job of counselor, and Eileen is thoroughly smitten with her. So Rebecca befriends Eileen, and their comradeship seems to unlock something in the younger woman, something unexpected.
Wow.
And maybe a little,
have you ever seen anything like this?
maybe a little effed up. It turns out that one of the prisoners is of particular interest to Rebecca, which leads to shocking complications. So Mackenzie and Hathaway not only nail their respective characters, they have incredible chemistry, beautifully playing off one another, especially when things start getting weird. And Shea Whigham, who was so good in Perry Mason and Boardwalk Empire and numerous other films and TV shows, is typically great as Eileen's abusive alcoholic dad. Eileen was directed in very no-nonsense style by William Oldroyd, and it fits the spare nature of the setting. And meanwhile, the script by Luke Goebel and Otessa Moshfegh, adopting Moshfegh's novel, portions out the twists and turns in a kind of methodical way that drags you deeper and deeper into the murk of Eileen's world. It is in theaters.
It sounds like you like that too.
I did. It's been a banner day.
Yeah,
the least of the movies, probably to this point, probably the Silent Night film, but it still had so much fun at it. It doesn't really.
Give me one more real quick, please.
All right. Quickly, one of the true greats among the world's directors is Japan's Hirokazu Korida, whose profoundly affecting movies include Shoplifters, Broker, and the incredibly heartbreaking Nobody Knows, all of which have to do in one way or another with the provenance of children at risk. And his latest is called Monster, and it too deals with child welfare in the context of school bullying, but it also concerns parental neglect, youthful friendship, the implicit failings of educational systems, and the ways perspective impacts our notions of reality. And the latter basically it's about a kid who seems to be physically harmed by his teacher, and this kind of launches his single mother into a campaign to hold that teacher to task for what he's done. But it's absolutely so much more than that, and that could be a misconception on the part of the mom. This reminded me of Akira Kurosawa's innovative samurai classic from 1950, Rashomon, with the way it addresses a series of events seen by a series of different people and how those different points of view distort or only show a small part of the bigger picture. This is, again, beautifully done. There is a lovely score by the late Ryuichi Sakamoto, his final composition for movies, I think. Kurita is truly one of the greats, and I thought that in many ways, Monster was up with his best.
Wow. It's
in theaters.
I love those other offerings that you referred to besides Monster that he directed. Heartbreaking, as you say. I mean, this is a guy who really knows how to direct a motion picture. So Monster is in theaters, and Michael really likes it. Is it, what was the Anne Hathaway?
It's called Eileen.
It's called Eileen. Thomason, McKenzie, and Anne Hathaway. They end up in it's a youth, sounds like, what did you call it?
Correctional facility.
Correctional facility,
I'm trying to be delicate about saying prison.
And Anne Hathaway walks in and all...
Girl, you just...
Dude, she sachets in.
She sachets in and all hell breaks loose. So there's a relationship there, and it sounds like it really unfolds with at minimum, two virtuoso performers, although it sounds as though there are many other contributing elements on this that make it a winner, says Michael Snyder.
I do.
Leave the World Behind is the apocalypse, maybe, something going on that might be apocalypse related. Leave the World Behind is from the creator of Mystery Robot.
Mr. Robot, yes.
Mr. Robot.
Which is a mystery.
By the way, Mr. Robot is, I'm just realizing that I've said mystery, but Mr. Robot is a lauded offering from this creator. And this one, Leave the World Behind, was lauded here today by the Culture Blaster.
I thought it was really good. Really
like
good.
Julia Roberts and Mahershala Ali and Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
And excellent director, and it's worth a look. And it's in theaters, and I believe coming to streaming as well. Is that what you were saying?
Netflix next Friday.
Netflix next Friday. And then May, December, the Julianne Moore piece, the May, December story involves a relationship among two women or between two women, and we catch up with it through the many years that they have been together.
Wrong. It's a relationship between a teenager and a married woman, and we catch up to them 20 years later.
It's two women, though, isn't it? Between two women, they had a relationship, and we're catching up with them many years later.
No, it's not between two women. It's between a young man. It's a teenage boy.
Why do they have two women in the poster?
The two women are the woman who was the, shall we say, potentially predatory older woman in a relationship with a younger young man, and the woman who's going to portray her in a kind of a low-budget film or an independent movie.
See.
You just don't get it.
I don't get it.
I know you're sleepwalking, Mark, but goodness.
I did not get it. Thank you very much for re-explaining it. Anyway, he loved it, is the point. May, December is what it's called. And Silent Night is the John Woo dialogue sparse offering, which involves
vengeance.
Yeah, vengeance and violence.
Action and vengeance. You know, I enjoyed it to a point. It's not his best work. Yeah, I feel bad about this. I know our pal Tim Sika on Nikki's show reviewed Godzilla -0 earlier. I have not been able to see it, and it's kind of breaking my heart. But quickly, I have been watching Monarch: Legacy of Monsters on Apple TV, and it's made by the creative consortium behind the MonsterVerse franchise that actually brings Godzilla, King Kong, and other giant beasts together in various battles. And this is about the secret international organization, Monarch, dedicated to studying and creating a defensive force against what are deemed titans, and like Godzilla and Kong. And I'm enjoying it so far. And
This has nothing to do with Silent Night. You've now moved on.
Yeah, I absolutely wanted to just say that I'm heartbroken that I haven't seen the Godzilla movie that's in theaters now because everyone says it's wonderful. So I've had to satisfy myself with Godzilla as a supporting player on Monarch Legacy of Monsters, which is on Apple, and stars Kurt Russell as a Monarch operative and Wyatt Russell as him, that's his son, as a young man in his younger years. Anyway,
so that's Monarch Legacy of Monsters that Michael segued in quite seamlessly into. Tom has noted a bunch of stuff. Methodical's a ding word. Deftly is a ding word. Caveat is a ding word. Provenance is a ding word.
Normal
Sachet is a ding word.
Sachet.
And virtuoso is a ding word. No, that's the point. We don't ding things if they're used and they're not used in normal conversation. You did use them all in normal conversation. I'll just give you a...
Oh, thank you. Ouch.
Very well done.
Ouch. You know, how many times have they said sachet on RuPaul's Drag Race? Come on, people.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Michael, we love you. You've done great work all year. I'll miss you for the rest of the year, but thank you for all of your support and for being who you are.
Well, thank you.
You're someone who, you cover so much, and we do appreciate it.
Go 49ers. And Kim, you and I will be going at it hammer and tong, or holly and eggnog next Friday.
He comes and goes on a rainbow. Bye-bye, Michael.
Go Niners!
Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.